Alright, hello everyone, and welcome at Loka's, where I am, of course, the host, LokaCola. That's how this show usually goes. Today's little black operation, so to speak, our Apprentice 1215.
And then we hit join game mode and it says, thanks for playing the beta, it's over.
Yep.
Like last time.
And Dexacorp HD.
I still can't believe that this game exists as a prequel thing. I don't know.
Pre-sequel.
Yeah.
Just cut. Just cut.
Yeah, so as Prentice was alluding to, we were originally planning to play the alpha a couple of weeks ago, and then it just ended. Like right before, which made no sense whatsoever. Like that's the most random scheduling I've ever seen. But now the first weekend of the beta is here, and it does seem like it's up. Although, as Prentice said, things might die anyway or something, because it's Black Ops Cold War. I don't even know what to expect at this point.
Yeah.
Of course, while we weren't able to play the alpha, we instead played some Modern Warfare and just discussed our thoughts on the alpha. But now we actually have the right. So it's time for some deniable operations deep behind enemy lines, which won't go on the record. Of course, that does mean that this will be a short stream today because I can't show it if it's supposed to be undeniable operation. So bye.
It's just a black screen the entire time.
There's nothing wrong.
Alright, serious mode engage. We're gonna play the Black Ops Cold War beta, and we're probably gonna talk a little bit about it, and maybe to some extent compare it to the alpha, because there are some pretty significant changes that I've seen.
I haven't noticed anything different, so.
Yeah, I've literally only played one match before, so I don't really know either. But there are three things that I've seen popping up on the Black Ops Cold War subreddit and the COD subreddit, and
SBMM, boo! Let's riot and burn down Treyarch, boo!
yes, of course that was already in the alpha with the SBMM gate. Which was
What does that mean? Because I don't keep up.
Skill-based matchmaking.
It's matchmaking. Okay.
Yeah, you know,
which basically every Call of Duty game has had with that one. I think it was an Infinity Ward dev. It was a Treyarch dev. Which that one Treyarch dev confirmed, and it kind of shut everyone up when the alpha was going. It's like, skill-based matchmaking sucks. It should never be in a Call of Duty game. It's like, it's always been in Call of Duty games. Oh, well, then it needs to be tuned differently. It's like, now that's an argument you can have.
Wait, skill-based matchmaking has been in Call of Duty forever? Always
Pretty
has
much,
been.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
How dare they?
Yeah, we talked about this for the alpha discussion, but I suppose it will forever be relevant due to the way the COD community is. And I completely forgot what I was gonna lead that into. No, but like at the very least, it's been since Black Ops 2. It might have been earlier, but that's the one that I've seen by that dev. So we know that's the earliest, which is interesting because up until now, I don't know if I should count Black Ops Cold War in it since it's actually not out yet. But like of all the COD games released since Black Ops 2, I can only recall there being 2 of them where there was a whole debate around the skill-based matchmaking. The first being Advanced Warfare, and the second being Modern Warfare 2019. That's the only 2 times I can actually recall there being an actual debate, and of course now with the Black Ops Cold War Alpha and Beta. So that's an odd one.
So is Woods just a generic version of Solid Snake? Except for he's not a soldier without a nation.
Yes, because he does have a nation.
Yeah.
Or any of the other 12 rogue military operations that Snake and his various forms
Looking
have
at
made.
looking at him visually, though, he does kind of look a lot like Solid Snake minus the eye patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, he didn't have an eye patch originally.
That's true.
That's true.
I always forget about that because I'm a little more familiar with the more.
You're familiar with 5.
Yeah, I'm used more to the more contemporary Metal Gear Solid stuff, not the original stuff from the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, it's so good. If there's one game I want you to play through, it's BioShock. But that's a close second.
Well, I mean, the BioShock collection was free with PS Plus that one time, so I've got it in my library.
Same.
Hey, at least you're not an idiot like me and bought it twice.
Oh no.
I bought it for my Switch.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Well,
actually fair.
At least it's
Yeah.
for different consoles. Because I was about to say, if you bought it twice for the same system, that's weird. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Outside of something like you bought it once and the disc broke, so you had that's but.
What's funnier is BioShock and I go back a while. Back when I was way too young to be playing that sort of stuff, I didn't, but I saw it at Walmart. I saw it whenever they did big box PC releases. I saw it at Walmart. Yeah, my dad said no.
Losing Bravo. Artillery targeting detected.
Guy at B. Oh, it's clear
I
now.
got him.
Never mind.
I got him.
Nice.
Nice.
Ah!
Whoa.
Ah! Artillery strike.
That's not a fun way
Dang
to
it.
die.
No.
Close out the wind, then do it again. Enemy took Bravo. Enemy spy plane inbound. Enemy counter spy plane inbound.
So as I was kind of alluding to, there's apparently been some changes to the alpha from the beta, and
Hostile spy planes detected.
oddly enough, though,
Alpha to the beta.
yeah, from the alpha to the beta, and oddly enough, neither of those changes have really been, let's say,
Evident.
positively
Noteworthy.
received.
Oh, okay.
Although,
What are they exactly? Because I haven't really
Yeah.
noticed too many changes. This may just be my memory not being that great, but I think the beta looked better than the alpha because I remember saying about the alpha, it's like it doesn't really look that great. I still think Modern Warfare is a better looking game, but I think the beta is looking better than the alpha was. So I don't know what that's about. It may
yeah,
just be a weird perception thing with me, but
yeah, I know there's 3 things in particular that has been really highlighted, although for whatever reason I can't remember what the third one is. So the 2 I'm aware of is one, the fact that lobbies disband, just like in Modern Warfare 2019.
yes, okay.
Because that's a thing that wasn't in the beta. Like lobbies would stay the same for the most part, as far as I could tell. And the other is a little bit odd, because people were saying that they've reduced the time to kill in the beta.
I can notice that.
However, because people notice that, oh, I seem to die a lot faster and people seem to die faster. But apparently, they haven't actually changed anything regarding to the TTK. What they have changed is something to do with the network performance or latency, or like just one of those words. Basically something to do with the network or the servers, which I find to be a really odd thing, but also kind of makes sense that the beta servers or the beta network would work better than the alpha one. But before that was evident, there was a whole discussion about the TTK, and for me, coming up from the infamous time to kill quick, and then made it slower, it made it really strange for me to now see people being like, no, it should have been slower in this game, and I'm like, wait, I mean, I realized those are different games, and like, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't really think, I mean, a time to kill can be too fast or too slow, but I don't know, I don't have a specific preference, so to speak. Like it depends on the game and how it's designed. Like, for instance, if you were to compare Battlefield 5 or Modern Warfare 2019, where they have fairly fast time to kill, with something like Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is a little bit slower, I don't necessarily mind one over the other, but the reason there being is that the way the time to kill is set will influence basically everything about the game, from how the map design is, or how the maps are designed, and their layouts, how weapons work, and basically everything. So if you go in from it, then like as from a development perspective, and you go early in, okay, we're gonna have this time to kill, they're basically designing the game around that, which that's one thing. Changing it halfway through for something it wasn't designed for, now that causes issues.
Yeah, I honestly, after hearing that, I do feel like the Battlefield 5 one was a bit more justified in its response. Not DICE's or whoever made that change, but the community is what I'm trying to say. I never understood why people complain about a faster TTK in a Call of Duty game. I mean, I've always hated slow time to kills in most games. Destiny 2, for example, was super slow back in the day. I think Destiny 1 even was as well.
Yeah, of course, Battlefield 5 is also a special occasion in that the time where I ranted about them changing it, that was the second time. It wasn't even the first time.
They changed it twice. Was that the 25-meter drop?
Yeah, that was the second one. For the first one, it wasn't anything to do with damage drops. It was just flat out, okay, things make less damage now. And no one liked that, so they said, okay, we've heard your feedback, we've also tried this now on a specific playlist and looked at things, so okay, we won't change it, and we won't ever do this again. Cue a year later, and they did it. So that's...
But they did it differently, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, so it's really odd from that perspective to go in with the Black Ops Cold War and seeing people advocate for high time to kill, because that's more skillful, apparently, because you need to aim better, which I suppose I can understand, but I don't know.
Oh, I just got blown apart with a grenade launcher.
Yeah, that's the War Machine everywhere. War Machine.
Why does AC/DC start blasting?
Taking Bravo.
I thought that was Sweetwater.
No, it's an AC/DC song, and I know this because the track "War Machine" was on the Iron Man 2 AC/DC soundtrack.
Oh! I thought you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Hilo.
Spy plane established on
No,
Oh no! Oh, bodies are
there's
flying.
that War Machine.
Oh, I thought it was
bodies everywhere.
artillery! I don't know if that makes things worse or more hilarious.
No, it was a War Machine.
Oh, I just assumed it was artillery.
spy plane
It
established.
seemed a
Wait,
bit overkill.
Great job, CIA.
Hey, we won!
Oh wow.
We ended
Yeah.
up winning. What do you know?
Okay, what's the best play?
That's actually a very good question. Will this game have a fully functioning best play thing?
Gosh,
Nope.
I hope. Yeah, probably not. But it'd be nice if it would.
Yeah.
Because that's so annoying whenever you're playing Modern Warfare and it goes play the game, and it's like someone gets 2 pistol kills right in a row and then they immediately get headshot. I'm like, well, hold on, I killed 10 people with my LMG from a mounted position and then went all Rambo on them and got all of my kill streak rewards in the space of about 30 seconds, and that wasn't play of the game. I feel like that would be a better play of the game than this person that got 2 pistol kills in the first 15 seconds of the round. That's super annoying about Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Again, not a perfect game, but I still think I prefer it over this.
So since you just said those words, I was gonna say, since you're the one that has played the beta the most thus far, what do you think of it?
So I'm liking it better than the alpha because obviously because this is the thing. This is the funny thing about alphas and betas in video games is that whenever they come out and they go, oh, play the multiplayer beta or the multiplayer alpha, it's not really what developers would typically call, when it comes to the game development, an actual alpha, like an alpha build of the game or a beta build of game. It's pretty much finished. It's more or less a multiplayer server stress test
Yeah.
to put out, that they put out, so that way things will hopefully not break at launch. But calling it a beta is kind of just a funny little moniker that we picked up and assigned to it. That being said, comparing this to the alpha, I think the alpha was actually a different build of the game because because, like I said, I think the graphics are better this time. I think the animations are better this time around because I don't remember if I said it last time, but one of the things I was definitely thinking of, because again, we didn't actually play this last time. We played Modern Warfare because the alpha ended, and so I didn't really even get a chance to show it off. But whoop, about dropped my controller there. That's why I get rushing it on my knees.
The son of the police. You know that, right?
That was good. But I think the animations are better this time around too, because one of the things that I don't remember if I said it or not, but one of the things I complained about with the alpha is that the animations were just kind of they were just kind of whatever. It's like because with Modern Warfare, it's like reloading your weapons, shotguns especially. There's an oomph, there's a kick to that. There's a forceful impact. There's a you really feel like you're putting rounds into your weapon. Where with the alpha, it was just kind of like, okay, it's a reloading animation I've seen a million times. But playing just now, I'm kind of looking at these reload animations.
Watch the escalator.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Ja bless.
I've kind of been looking at some of these reload animations. I'm like, oh, hold on, these are improved from last time. So I feel like the alpha actually maybe was a different build of the game. Maybe it was an actual beta build. I mean, it was I think content complete, but it was they maybe had done some things to it to so that I don't know. But this time around, there's enough differences. There's enough differences. It feels like anyway, and I could be wrong on this stuff, but it feels like there's enough differences here, in terms of graphics and the animations, that this is actually a different build of the game, which is interesting. That being said, the things that have improved from the alpha to the beta that I've noticed are not necessarily the things that I wanted to be improved upon, and have not necessarily staked the case for am I really going to enjoy this game that much compared to Modern Warfare, because the same complaints I had about the alpha are still here. I think it's whoa, there's two of them. It's still faster than Modern Warfare, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I liked that Modern Warfare was a little slower, a little more tactical, where this is a little more faster paced in terms of the movement speed.
I think to retort that, this is a Black Ops game. This is not a Modern Warfare game.
Right, and yeah, that's different studios, different franchises. So yeah, that's just kind of maybe this. They've done that because of the style.
Yeah, I'm personally okay with the speed, because if I want it slower, I could go back to Modern Warfare,
or something like Siege.
Yeah,
which is
or
really slow.
Siege even, which is slower, but it still got that. It still feels fast, fast.
Depends on the character you're playing. I never feel like that game is fast when I'm playing as Montagna or something, because he's a big old Hulk of a man with his shield. But yeah, I mean the speed. Just because I'm not necessarily a fan of speed doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Oh, this is a bad game. It's just like so it's a little faster. I'm sure that there's a ton of people out there that like the fact that it's maybe a little faster because that's what they prefer in COD, and that's definitely as Cut LaQuain would say, to each their own.
Yeah, to add on that, that's actually one of the things I've seen looking at some of the opinions on Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, is that there are people that do feel Modern Warfare 2019 plays too slow, or like they say it's a slow game, so those people seem to enjoy this game better, which, I mean, fair enough.
I love that all this is relative, because it's all this is relative, and I think it's hilarious. Because calling Modern Warfare 2019 a slow game, I still think is laughable. That is not a slow game. It's still a Call of Duty game. It's still very fast compared to other first-person shooters. Siege, Battlefield, Battlefront 2. It's still 10. Modern Warfare 2019 is still 10 times faster than those games. But for a Call of Duty game, yes, it is slower, and I can 100% understand why people would prefer this, because this feels more like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. It feels a little more like classic COD. But that's one of the things I liked about Modern Warfare 2019, is that it felt like a big boy. We're growing up this franchise step forward for Call of Duty. And so where the game was still fast, but it was a little slower. But I thought that. Oh, no, I want to put that away. But I thought it was slowed down just enough to where it wasn't laboriously slow. It was slowed down just enough to where everything felt like it had impact. Because like I said about the putting your bullets into changing mags, stuff like that, shotgun shells into your shotgun, all that stuff feels like it has impact, and that goes right down to the bullet penetration in the game. Like you can't see it because, well, actually no, Loka was right there. He saw me kill that guy. So I just killed that guy with my MP5. I did not know. Here's another guy. Nope, he knifed me. Loka, get him.
I got him.
So we just had a little tussle there with some enemies. I killed the first guy. it did not, I killed the first guy, but I didn't necessarily feel and this may just come down to the way they program Rumble in the controller, and this is going to be super interesting for what they do with haptic feedback with the DualSense and the PS5. Is that I don't necessarily feel the shots hit whenever I kill someone in this game the way I do in Modern Warfare 2019. Whenever you hit someone with a bullet in Modern Warfare 2019, that is a table. That is a table. I just shot at a table.
I got it.
That's a table. That's a knife.
But whenever you shoot someone in Modern Warfare 2019, you feel with the controller, with the PS4 at least. I don't know about other systems, and I really don't. I don't know if you definitely necessarily feel this on PC with the mouse and keyboard. But whenever you're playing on PS4 and you shoot someone in Modern Warfare 2019, you feel all of those bullets hit and impact. Between the hit marker sound that we've all grown accustomed to, and then some of the rumble from the controller whenever you shoot someone with any weapon. In Modern Warfare 2019, you feel all those bullets hit, and I really liked that, which is again one of the things that made Modern Warfare 2019 feel like a big boy grown up version of that's another person of Call of Duty, which I really liked. So this game kind of takes us, in my opinion, takes a step back, and it's not necessarily something I like, but that's, your mileage may vary, to each his own. I don't think that this is going to be a bad game, because another thing that we sort of kind of talked about last time was map design. I think the map design in this game is better compared to previous Black Ops games. I think Treyarch has stepped up their game, which is good. But even then, there's some stuff that I'm not really agreeing with, like. This is one of these things that's going to have to be myth-busted, but I don't think and this is going to sound weird, so give me a second to explain, but I don't think there's bullet penetration in this game. Like, obviously, you shoot people, they die. There's bullet penetration when it comes to that. But I don't think you can shoot people through walls in this game like you can in Modern Warfare. Where going back to Call of Duty 4, that famous quote from Gaz in the FNG training mission, bullets can penetrate wood, plaster, and sheet metal. Weak, thin objects you can shoot through. I don't think you can shoot through any objects in this game unless they're like plants. Like you can shoot through, like on the map we were playing 2 games ago now. I don't have all the map names down. It was the
Cartel.
You can obviously there's some rows of bushes that are plants or stuff. You can shoot through those obviously because they're plants. But there's the hanger walls, and Modern Warfare you'd be able to shoot through those sheet metal walls and kill someone. I've tried to do that a couple times here, and the bullets have just ricocheted off the wall. So that's a change that I don't necessarily like because it makes the maps in Modern Warfare feel a little more realistic, where here it kind of is a little more immersion breaking because it's like, okay, I feel like I should be able to shoot through that, but it's not. It's the exact same texture as these rocks. Like the metal on this down satellite is in terms of the game code is the exact same texture as the rocks of the walls that obviously you would not be able to shoot through. So it kind of. Again, not a game developer, so I don't want to call it lazy development, but it doesn't, and I don't think it is. I think it's just a different type of development, but I prefer the way Infinity Ward does that compared to Treyarch. And again, like I said, could be wrong. Maybe I've just I've noticed things wrong, but taking away bullet penetration, if that is true, is not necessarily something I like. So
I was actually just thinking about when you were saying Modern Warfare feels more realistic. I was actually literally just thinking about that in regards to the maps, and as you said, I do agree with the fact that the maps in this game seems improved from previous Treyarch COD games, but you can tell it's the Treyarch map design with the very noticeable free lanes, and I feel the maps overall kind of feels more manufactured, if that makes any sense.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
Where I feel like Modern Warfare. I mean, obviously it's all designed to be a fully functioning multiplayer map that's supposed to be fun, competitive, and balanced all at once. But the maps do feel a bit more realistic, whereas here they definitely, I think, has emphasized the whole being balanced.
It feels like a cookie cutter.
Sorta, kinda. Like it really tries to give that feel that, oh, this is something for the competitive players to really dig into, and that I think that's fair to say, because I do feel Treyarch are the ones that focuses the most on competitive players compared to the other ones.
Which is funny because I feel like the other, the Infinity Ward games are the ones better suited for competitive play. Because you say that and I agree with it, but then I look at the game that Treyarch releases and the multiplayer modes those have had. I'm like, well, these are the Black Ops games. The name Black Ops at this point, these are statistics from like 2 years ago, so it may be outdated at this point. But the name Black Ops at this point is a more common search term on Google than Call of Duty is. So Black Ops as a brand has kind of almost surpassed Call of Duty. So that kind of speaks to the more casual nature of more casual people playing the Black Ops games as opposed to Call of Duty as a series as a whole. So it's funny that Treyarch, I do feel like that maybe they're the ones that cater to the competitive players more, but more casuals buy their games, it seems like. If the Google statistics are anything to go by, so that's kind of funny. It feels like maybe they're playing to the wrong crowd.
I mean, I think that makes total sense considering Treyarch has pretty much only done Black Ops, which really has been the meat of Call of Duty compared to, say, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare.
Ooh.
They all disappeared quick, to put it that way.
I mean, Infinity Ward was in a dark place for a while.
Oh yeah.
Treyarch was reigning supreme. Infinity Ward wasn't in a great place because they lost most of their talent after the Modern Warfare 2 name debacle with Vince Zampella and all that, and those guys moving on to Respawn. And it wasn't until a lot of that talent was hired back to work on Modern Warfare 2019 that Infinity Ward can redeem themselves. But I will even though Ghosts and Infinite Warfare weren't really great games, I will at least give them points for trying new things. Yeah, because Modern Warfare 2019 could have easily been Modern Warfare 6. It totally could have been. But you hear that. And this is one of the reasons I was excited for Ghosts, because when it, even though I ended up kind of being disappointed in the long run, but one of the reasons I was excited for it at the beginning is that, even though looking back at that E3 conference at Microsoft in 2013 when they unveiled Ghosts, it is a little funny looking back. It's like, oh yes, we have realistic dog textures, and we have fish AI that they move out of the way whenever you swim next to them. That's a totally new thing that totally hasn't been in games before. We're treating it like that anyway, even though that is stuff that's been in games for ages now. So looking at a lot of that stuff is laughable. But one thing that does stick with me is that they said we could have done another Modern Warfare game, but we felt like it was time to move on and try something new. So we're taking some inspiration from stuff that people liked about Modern Warfare, and we're going to try to make something new out of it. And that was Ghost. It's like, because Ghost was everyone's favorite character from Modern Warfare 2. He was this kind of cultural phenomenon just because of the look. Even though looking back at original Ghost, he didn't really have that much of a personality. He was just kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, but the testament to the Modern Warfare 2 storytelling, he still cared whenever he got betrayed and killed by Shepard. So
honestly, he and Roach for me, because that was me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
As a player was lied to.
Testament to the Modern Warfare 2 storytelling, 100%. But so so that I have to give them credit for at least trying something there, because Modern Warfare 2019 could have totally been Modern Warfare 6. It could have just been another sequel, and the series could have continued to go downhill. But instead, they gave the sub brand a break. They tried a couple things. It didn't necessarily work out. Then they decided to get the gang back together, and they made what is arguably my favorite Call of Duty at this point. Modern Warfare 2, I think, is still my favorite, but Modern Warfare 2019, it's pretty high up there. So, but let's look at Treyarch's list of games that they've made. Because they were brought on to make, I think, or they made, it wasn't DLC at the time, it was an expansion, I think. What was
Big
it called?
Red One.
Big Red One.
2 Big Red One.
Yeah, that was their first Call of Duty game. Then after that, they made World at War, then Black Ops, then Black Ops 2.
No,
Black
3.
Ops...
3.
Huh? Oh,
They made Call of Duty
did they
3.
do Call of Duty 3?
Yep.
Okay.
In
so,
1 year
but, so
or
that,
less even, if I recall correctly. Which
So Call of Duty 3 came out in what, 2006? Because then Call of Duty 4 came out in 2007.
something like that. Yeah.
So from 2008 onward, from 2008 onward, spanning more than one console generation, Treyarch has only made one subsect of Call of Duty games, and that's Black Ops games. Because yes, they made World at War, but that is in the Black Ops universe.
It's the prequel.
At this point, it kind of is. Yeah, honestly, I kind of want to go out to GameStop and buy like a $5 used copy of World at War just to play the campaign, because it's one of the few campaigns I haven't played at this point. It might
really need to play it.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's just so boring to me.
Okay, there's a person here. Where is he?
To me, I feel like. Well, I think it was just because I was playing it back to back with Modern Warfare 2 and 3, I believe. WW just felt really slow, really just boring and generic. It was the West Front.
It was the last World at War that's the name of the game. It was the last World War II Call of Duty game for a long time. So at that point, and everyone had done a World War II game at that point. I mean, the reason we had Call of Duty to begin with is because the people that made Medal of Honor got fed up with working for EA, so they went to Activision and they made Call of Duty. I mean, that's why we have Call of Duty nowadays, and it was a World War II game. And then they got fed up with working for Activision, so then they went to work for EA again. Which, like, man, what a difference 10 years can make, huh? But yeah, so over the course of 2 console generations, Treyarch has only made, and going into 3 now, they've only made Black Ops games. So I have to give Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer some credit for at least trying some new things, even if they didn't necessarily. Here we are with, and again, don't know if the dev cycle for this game, as we talked about last time, is so messed up because this was originally a Sledgehammer game that they were co-working on with Raven, and then Sledgehammer messed it up so bad that Treyarch had to step in. So was this originally meant to be a Black Ops game at all? And if it wasn't, would they have moved on? It's like so I don't know. Maybe they wanted to try something new, but because of time constraints and the way things worked out, they kind of were forced to make this a Black Ops game or something. So who knows? But so it is kind of funny to look at Treyarch's. And filmography is not the right word, but their list of games that they've made it.
Gameography.
Gameography, I guess, yeah. Because it's all Black Ops games. Make something else, dang it. But hey, that's also kind of it annoys me a little bit. But at the same time, it's also kind of if it ain't broke, well, although in terms of sales, if it ain't broke, but I would argue that I would argue that it got broke with Black Ops 3 and they needed to move on after that. But oh well. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with this beta. It's fun, but it's definitely going back to that more casual Call of Duty is always casual, but it's very much that casual type of Call of Duty that I've thought
It's the Call of Duty that your uncle played.
That I thought we were kind of past after Modern Warfare 2019 came out. Because honestly, because this isn't even the same engine as Modern Warfare 2019, which is weird. You'd think that they would use the same engine so that way the games would feel similar. If this kept Modern Warfare 2019 style of play, and it was, as a lot of people like to accuse Call of Duty being a reskin every year of the same game every year, if this was just a reskin of Modern Warfare 2019, I think I'd like it a lot better. But as is, I think it's fine. I still don't think I'm going to get it at launch. I might wait a couple months and get it for half off or whatever, so I can play the campaign. But... So I've been talking for a little while with my thoughts on the beta and kind of Treyarch in general. So now you guys have been able to play a little bit. So I guess what are your thoughts? Now that now that we're a couple matches in.
Why can't I access my wildcards?
I can't access my creator
you have to unlock them.
Oh, that's where he went. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a level 12 and I only have one unlocked right now.
Do we want to try out combined arms since you guys haven't tried?
I've played some combined arms now. So last time I did not get around to playing that, but I have played some of that now. Yes.
What do you think of it? Just
there's
quick.
3 of them.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
It's fine.
It's okay. It's battlefieldant.
Yeah, I mean yes and no. I mean
Okay.
it's small. Okay, so one thing that Modern Warfare 2019 definitely has over this game is vehicle controls. The vehicle controls in this game are awful. Because I've played some combined arms, so I've ridden a couple jet skis and a boat and a motorcycle and stuff. The vehicle controls are awful.
Oh, something I do want to mention real quick. Gung Ho's back. You can now aim while sprinting. That makes me super happy.
Oh dear, that could be. Oh boy, not sure how I feel about that.
I like freedom of movement, so if they only added in the ability to reload while you're on the run, then everything will be fine. But yeah.
Yeah, so we're now gonna play some combined arms assault, which I haven't
It's Conquest.
played before.
It's
Yeah,
Conquest.
Conquest.
It's the poor man's Conquest.
although because last time we played this, and I was talking about I wasn't able to play combined arms. I said that at the time it seemed that this is the large scale game mode that's comparable to Ground War in Modern Warfare 2019. Apparently there is a 40-player mode called Fire Team or something. That it's
no, wait, that's right. This is not actually a Conquest. This is a different thing, I think.
Yeah, this is the, what is it, 12v12 or something?
Yeah, it's basically original Ground War, or for the only Halo fan out there, me, Big Team Battle.
Right. But the game, Conquest, domination, whatever you want to call it, where you're grabbing flags, that's not what this is. I'd forgotten about that. No, it's not.
Oh, the assault?
Assault. Yeah, this is a single objective that move. It's essentially headquarters from Modern Warfare.
Oh,
it's one objective that moves around.
Oh,
but the thing is that there's some sort of, I can't remember what they call it. It's like momentum or something like that. It's called momentum. It's there. It's there on the left of the screen. You can see it. There's something called momentum, where the team that gets 3 in a row first wins. but then it's a tug of war. You know, you can go back and forth.
Operations are underway. Stay alert.
Well, they got a boat.
I have a boat too. I'm dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fire Team or whatever it's called isn't in the beta this week, but it will be next weekend. And that because I did last time when we were playing Modern Warfare and talking about the alpha. I didn't necessarily think it was bad per se. They weren't going all out 64 players, since ground war can be a little bit chaotic at times. But it definitely seemed odd to not capitalize on something. It's just 40, which might be.
They got both boats.
See if I can actually make it. Ah, I made it. Survived.
I see you. There you go.
If you guys can worry about the objective, I'll take care of our boaty friends. Yeah, they're camping our spawn.
Yep. I wonder if... Okay, so there's... Okay, I think this mode is looking now like, oh, there's actually multiple objectives. It seems to kind of be that supremacy in Battlefront 2015.
Oh yes.
Or in terms of to relate it to COD, it's war from World at War. At least I think it was called War.
Punch. Yes. Ah.
Some machine gun. Oh, can.
That's one. Okay, one thing that I'm curious about, if this is going to be a beta thing and then it changes slightly for the final release, but the way operators work in this game confuses me, because because Modern Warfare, when they said they were introducing operators, I'm like, oh, well, that's super weird. That's not how Call of Duty works. Are we still going to get loadouts and stuff? And then it's like, oh, your operator is just your skin that
character,
you can choose.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually really anything. It's not really anything different. It's just like you can actually choose what skin you have now, which actually I kind of like, because that was another thing that got me excited about Ghosts back in the day. Is the idea about character customization? It's like, oh yes, please, but that was full on character customization, which I kind of miss. but getting to play as Ghost or Nikolai or something, that's a fine.
Ramirez.
Alternative. Oh, Ramirez, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, let's get a Modern Warfare reboot Ramirez. That'd be great. But and Sergeant Foley, just bring back Keith David. There's no one better to play that character. But
there's two of them.
But anyway, the way operators work in that game makes sense, because
they're all locked on teams.
You have the two different sides. There is there's the Allegiance, which is like your, I want to say, quote unquote, the bad guys.
The Russians.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, the Russians are there, but then there's also the Jackals, which are, I guess, kind of a PMC. But Farah and Nikolai are both on the Allegiance side for some reason, even though in terms of the campaign, they're on the other side. So I find it odd that they got stuck over there for multiplayer. But then, okay, that was embarrassing. I'm glad I'm not the one streaming. I got the kill though. But then,
okay, they keep stealing our boats.
But then with But
Oh,
then,
that's
but
quite
then,
some
and then
effects.
you have the coalition, which is the SAS and the Marine and Warsock and stuff like that. So you have your good guy and bad guy factions. But then in this game, at least the way it works in the beta, is that you have you have your operators to choose from, and then the operator that you choose is, that's the one you play as no matter what team you're on, which I think is super weird. Which is, again, is that a thing that is just for the beta, or is that the way it's going to work in the official game as well? Because it's going to be, because I don't even know what are we playing. Okay, we are playing as the
Spetsnaz.
Is it the Spetsnaz? It doesn't actually say on the scoreboard.
Yep.
It's just the emblems. But yeah, so we're playing as the Spetsnaz right now, and I don't see him right now. But I saw Woods. Woods on our team a second ago. So
there's also a guy on the, I think that's me, who's like the MacV Sog.
Yeah, which is an American. Which is an American operator. So, but we're playing as the Spetsnaz. So that doesn't necessarily make that much sense. I wonder what the choice behind that was to. And again, is that a thing just for the beta? And then there will be more operators at launch, and then they'll be split into teams. Then I don't know.
I want to say it's something to do with the beta because there are also more operators in the beta compared to the alpha, so it's possible even more will be added by launch.
There's roughly one more operators.
Yeah, but
I think Woods is the only addition.
Well, there's Adler, or was he in the alpha?
Adler was in the alpha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Adler was in the alpha because I remember playing as Adler in the alpha.
Oh.
And I think this SAS guy with the balaclava, green balaclava over his face that I'm playing as, I think he's new because I didn't recognize him because I was surprised when I fired up the game this time around. I'm like, oh, there's someone from the SAS here. I didn't remember seeing that last time, but I just may not have paid enough attention last time. So
I don't think you could actually select operators, and I don't think it was saying which faction they belong to either. But that's also the thing. They aren't doing. Well, I mean, I guess technically they are doing the Modern Warfare thing, but instead of it just saying allegiance or coalition, but then having the sub-factions, it's just... Well, right now it's Spetsnaz versus CIJ, whereas one of the maps we were playing earlier was...
It was DGI and SAS, or MI6, that's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. So they do seem to be doing the old COD style of having multiple factions. But some of them only have one operator per faction. Like KGB only has one. SAS only has one, so I don't know if it's supposed to be a couple of ones for each faction, or if it's supposed to kind of be this Modern Warfare way, but they haven't fully implemented it. But then I remembered that neither Black Ops 3 nor Black Ops 4 has a faction lock for the operators. Of course,
Oh, really?
But they're all like mercs
right.
or something.
I mean, yeah.
That's right. 'Cause they're all. See, and that's the thing. But they were kind of made out to all be, the different operators. They were all made out to be different mercenaries, and it wasn't really necessarily the skin that was important. It was their ability. So yeah, they could be used on either team. That was kind of the way the quote unquote lore went. So. Okay.
Wait, Black Ops 3 has lore?
Yes, very bad, very poor lore, but it's got lore. So yeah, that made sense. So if this was instead of being Black Ops Cold War, if this was Black Ops Mercenaries, then I don't think I'd be complaining. But it's weird. It's weird to see Woods fighting for the Spetsnaz.
Yeah, it's wrong on every single level, if you know the character.
I mean, it's sort of kind of the equivalent of Captain America saying "Hail Hydra" and being an agent of Hydra in that plot twist in those more recent Marvel comics.
I got the boat.
Sure they undid that
with the M4. I killed the boat with an M4 and now it's sinking.
Nice.
And the body too.
Nice.
It's all sinking to the depths. Oh, I should probably get up and get some air.
Oh, dude, I love the uses of water in this map.
Now, that is something I do like about recent Treyarch games. They do incorporate water on some maps.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I just like unique set pieces and like using water or I don't know. I just like more outlandish map designs.
So that's one of those things that, you know, people that hate on Call of Duty often, you know, go, it's just a reskin every year. You know, I mean, yeah, there's obviously similarities, but excuse me again, but there are way more differences to these games year to year than people would often give them credit for, because, you know, these dev teams can be just so different from one another, like Treyarch, you know, including water. And then I was talking a minute ago about their map design being a little more manufactured. And, you know, there's a lack of bullet penetration through soft walls and stuff. So there are more differences year to year than people give the series credit for sometimes. But I kind of wonder, with the way development's gone this time around, and the way game development is changing, in general. Man, this guy went on a tear.
Oh boy!
Now that was the best play.
Yeah, that was the best play. But I'm curious, is he using M and mouse and keyboard or controller?
Yeah, no, it's only PS4 because it's PS4 only.
But there's an option to configure.
I know you can, but honestly, what percentage of PS4 players honestly want to sweat it out in Call of Duty so hard that they hook up a mouse and keyboard to their PlayStation?
Give me like 2 seconds. I've got a spare keyboard.
Anyway, so with the pandemic, and it's like, how are things going to go back to normal if they ever do go back to normal? I mean, eventually our children are just going to be raised in test tubes and stored away in cryostasis until they're grown to adulthood. Is that how things are going to work? You know, I don't know how things are going to work in the future. Things are all weird right now. But I kind of wonder if after the way development went all wonky on Cold War, I think it would be super interesting. And I don't necessarily think this is going to happen. This is kind of a hypothetical what if. But what if going forward, every...
My gosh.
Oh, did it happen?
Yes.
Oh no.
Well,
not the disconnect. Not the disconnect. I got a mouse and keyboard to work.
Oh. So wait, Loka, where are you? What happened?
I'm in the main menu and I'm sitting alone in my party.
Okay, that's okay.
I
thought you had the rage quit crash like I was talking about.
Ow.
That's weird.
All right, let's try this out. Ugh. Father, forgive me for I have sinned.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I got the invite that time.
Daxter is now confirmed to be one of those sweaty players.
So, yeah, I'm going to be super interested to see what your KD is after this.
Yeah, it's going to be hot garbage.
So anyway, as I was saying, I think it would be. I don't necessarily think this is going to happen. It's a hypothetical, but at this point, game development has been taking longer because used to they would be able to crank out Call of Duty games every 2 years, but then they added in Sledgehammer partially to give the studios an extra buffer year, so that way now they can develop their games over the course of 3 years, which is a little more manageable. And there's the whole thing about crunch is bad, blah blah blah, and all that.
Oh,
stuff
are you guys in the same game? Or are you guys playing? Or...
No, we're in
Loka
the
and I
main
are
menu.
not playing. We're in the menu. We're waiting on you.
All right, I'm quitting the match.
Oh, you loaded into a match.
Yep.
Oh,
Dang, enough to take that loss.
So, in order to after the troubled development on Cold War, in order to keep the yearly release and the fact that Infinity Ward now has one less year to develop Modern Warfare, please have a subtitle 2. I think it'd be super interesting is if instead of having different developers in charge of a game and having a cycle, if all the developers worked on the same Call of Duty every year, but they worked in different areas. Like Infinity Ward focused on the way the game played, Treyarch handled map design, Raven developed the campaign, and then each year you'd have the cycle of, well, this year we're going to do a Black Ops story, this year we're going to do a Modern Warfare story, this year we're going to do a whatever story. If they did that, but then all the developers actually worked on every Call of Duty every year, and to a degree that already happens with their support studios like High Moon and Sledgehammer. I think it's so funny how Sledgehammer's name is just such the shaft in the opening of this beta, and I guess that's the way the game's going to open as well, where Treyarch and Raven are given the same billing, then it's Activision, then it's High Moon and I can't remember, it's High Moon and whatever other support studio, I can't remember the name of it right now. And then it's Sledgehammer, Activision Shanghai, and Demonware. So I mean that's how far back Sledgehammer has been thrown down the totem pole. But so I mean, to a degree that already happens. But it'd be super interesting to see all the developers come together to actually make every Call of Duty every year. I think that'd be a super interesting hypothetical.
I don't know if I hate myself for using a mouse and keyboard, or I'm super happy about this. I can't quite tell. Oh, this is so weird. This shouldn't be happening.
About that hypothetical, I'm struggling to think how that would work. Well, I mean, obviously it could work, but I'm struggling to think how it could work unless they were making like, hey, let's just make one COD game, and then we're just gonna build on that for years. Because that's probably I think that's the only route I can really see it going, if they were to do that. Because let's assume they were to still stick on a yearly schedule. That means all those same developers have to move on to the next project. Which, I mean, I guess it could work better since everyone is working on it, but at the same time, that's also... Well, actually, if they were to make a game like that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure they would really go for the yearly route anyway. So it's kind of a moot point, I feel.
Ooh, and we had our ghillie suits pop in after the fact.
Oh boy.
Okay, where are you? Where are you guys? Where are you guys?
Take the objectives.
Are you in the back, or did you actually...
We're right next to you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that definitely looks like
boy.
a keyboard to me.
Yep.
So,
Okay,
I mean,
so
my kind of thinking on that would... My kind of thinking on some of that, it's like, oh, that'd be super interesting. Is that, you know, the reason, you know, the reason they have their 3 dev teams is so that way, you know, each major dev can have 3 years to work on a title. But if they consolidated all their studios into kind of one giant Call of Duty developer, then would they necessarily need that same amount of time because they now have like triple or quadruple the manpower that they used to have? So that was kind of my thinking on that.
That's also true.
Did I just ping something? Oh,
Yes,
that was a stun.
I believe you did.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, like I found it earlier. Oh, yeah. What was that?
Okay, that's...
Yes, it's left on the D-pad. Left on the D-pad is ping.
It's on Q, I can confirm that. It's not 1 and 2.
You've got to...
Yep.
got a
Tab is the scoreboard. Caps lock is the map. Okay. Interesting.
Taking F.
I hate myself so much.
Enemy has D. Losing B.
Oh, what?
I'd love to see if I can get this to work on Siege.
Oh, gosh.
Well, you
sure.
can, but be warned that developers have said that they are gonna do something about that, because that's apparently been a problem that console players have complained about going up against mouse and keyboard users. Which makes sense in a game of Siege.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would like going up against a mouse and keyboard user.
What a shot! So backtracking a bit to what I was talking about, the animations being better. The rocket launcher reload animation is just non-existent. I've now noticed. It's you just kind of lower it for a bit, and then you put it back up, and you magically have a new round, a new rocket in there. So so maybe not all the animations are better. They still need to do a little bit of work on that. But.
Enemy has Charlie.
Oh, I can tell already that I don't like the tank controls in this game.
Yep.
I have
are you having to use the
Securing D.
Oh, it stunned someone?
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
You know,
Got him?
This isn't working. We're behind.
I shouldn't
like
hop
it's weird
into
that
a tank, drive around for a bit, and instantly be reminded of ghosts.
Ooh, yeah.
Although, actually, that one is even worse, because it just has no weight to it. It just flops all around.
Yeah.
This one at least has some weight to
You know
it.
what was kind of funny about that tank mission is that it felt the controls for that felt like your tank was floating, and I felt like that those were the floaty tank controls that they needed for the futuristic tank in that Battlefield 4 DLC.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Keep forgetting that expansion happened.
I also super miss executions.
Hostile spy plane.
Oh, they don't
Running
have
around.
executions?
Nope.
Oh
Not that
yeah,
I've been able to
that's
find that.
right. Yeah, I don't. I think that's also something that feels very Treyarch in that. Well, like it's, one could argue that it's more flashy, but not so super useful
It's
in
fun
a
to pull
competitive
off.
setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's fun, but it's Treyarch, and there's no fun allowed. Only balance and competitiveness.
Shot locked down.
Competitivity.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to phrase it.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Haha. Got him.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, so just hook up a mouse and keyboard to your PS4. That is all you have to do.
Can confirm there's basically no reload animation for the rocket launcher.
Plane established overhead.
I just tried that out myself and wasted a rocket. Oh wait, what am I doing? I have a mine.
I don't even think hit markers show up with the rocket launcher, which is weird.
They do. Only for, like, kill streaks, though.
That's odd.
What if you? I'm not getting, because I know I'm hitting
You're not?
the.
They're cool. Incoming
I know I'm not getting them when I hit tanks. But I wonder if I were to hit someone, a person with a rocket, if I would get a hit marker then.
Bam!
Yeah, man, this is super weird. I don't know how I feel about this being a possible input method.
Securing A.
Oh, I missed.
Oh, I guess I'm just a tank sniper.
Losing Echo.
I have become the very thing the Battlefield 5 subreddit hates.
Yeah. The tanks haven't been that bad in 5, from what I've played. It is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. And we're talking about the anti-tank rifles, right? Or are we talking about the tanks themselves?
I was more referring to how the subreddit hates tanks that just sit back and only snipe and don't push up on the objective.
Okay, so that happens a lot on not Iwo Jima. I think it's that Parcel Storm remake.
Yeah, it happens on most maps.
I saw it a lot, but I've been able to use the assault class pretty well. I'd like to think.
Securing E.
Okay, hold on. Here's a good.
Enemy took C.
Well, the thing with Paracel Storm, unless there's been some big differences, is that it's just a whole bunch of different islands. So it's not like there's an easy way for tanks to get around anyway. It's like on Battlefield 4, tanks weren't even on that map. They were boats.
There are tanks on this map,
Oh,
Interesting.
I stole
but
one
they're
of the
like
tanks.
They're one of those boat tanks.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
So it can go into the water.
Oh, hey, I got a double kill.
Oh, that's a flash. That's not a smoke. Yep.
Oh, I played enough Battlefield to know that tactic. I know what you're doing. You're not getting away with it. Oh, they're all shooting at me.
So I've just now. We've got headsets on because we're talking to each other. I have just now, for the first time, heard the reload on the rocket launcher. You can actually hear the extra rocket being put in, but there's no animation for it.
And that's the end of my tank streak.
Aww.
It was fun while it lasted.
I'd love to play Battlefield 5 with you guys sometime.
Oh, we're definitely doing that sometime.
Because I've got opinions.
Oh, I know I have. And I played it since launch.
Oh. Yeah, it was definitely worth it. That $20 that I paid was worth it. Because I got the starter pack, which came with some extra skins, all of the unlocks for the DLC, for some of the DLC guns before year 2.
Ooh, I'm sending out an RCXD. Now this is Black Ops. It
yeah.
got taken out, of course. Also like Black Ops.
I do strangely miss the
Taking C.
the
Losing Delta.
why did no one notice me? I just slapped 5 or 6 people in the back. And they paid me no mind.
I'm not sure that did anything.
We lost D.
I would honestly love to see you guys play mouse and keyboard. This is so fun.
Pull your socks up, lads. They're ahead. Enemy has C. Taking D.
So, have you seen any war crimes in the short time that we've played?
Not as of yet.
Not yet.
I don't, because I don't know. It may not be available in the beta, but people may not have just progressed enough to unlock it. But there has not been any napalm strikes that I've seen.
Oh yeah, that was in the alpha all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember calling in a few.
Enemy attack helo.
Still not good at sniping.
Losing Delta.
There's one guy just camping on top of D. Oh, well, never mind. I also feel like snipers are still super OP, even though they said they would be nerfing them after the alpha.
Yeah, I went on a sniper streak a few matches earlier and I didn't feel I deserved it.
Alright, screw it, I'm going back to controller. I hate this. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it looks like you had 11 eliminations, 13 deaths, and 7 objective captures.
I think it was because I didn't do super hot that game. I think it was just because of how big the map was.
Yeah. A lot of snipers.
Yeah.
Yeah, put us in Miami, see if you do better with mouse and keyboard.
Oh
Run
yeah.
around with an SMG.
I want to go get I have a gaming keyboard that I use generally, but I don't want to pull it out of my PC. Because I've got on the one I'm using right now, it has a USB thing on the back.
Oh.
So I don't have to
Got some lobby error.
connect it to the PS4. Just daisy chain.
Yeah, so going back to thoughts on the beta, because we kind of stopped that after after Prentice asked what we thought. I mean, I feel some things have been said in the meantime. I don't know. I guess my overall thoughts is that it's fine. Like, I don't particularly feel super excited playing this. Like, it feels like, okay, it's your average COD and it's fine. So there's that. Well, it's not broke, so don't fix it. They haven't really done much, but I don't know. Oh, the same map. Well done. So I don't know. I think I'm with Prentice on this one, in that I'm probably gonna pick it up at a discounted price to play the campaign, and maybe I'll play the multiplayer a little bit. But I don't think it's gonna be something I play on a regular basis based on what I've been playing from both the alpha and the beta.
I'm still just super curious how they're going to incorporate Warzone, because it just feels so different.
Yeah, that's still the biggest thing that we don't really know.
Because, going back to my hypothetical about, it's like, oh, I feel, you felt like that if they were to do that, then, it'd be it'd be one, just be Call of Duty, and they'd iterate on it every year. I mean, that's sort of kind of what they said they'd be doing with Warzone, this time around.
Yeah,
it's like, we're, Warzone is going to continue to be a thing. We're not going to do Blackout 2.0 or whatever. It's, we're going to be incorporating stuff into Warzone. So but Black Ops Cold War feels so totally different compared to, compared to Modern Warfare 2019,
Yeah.
that I'm not exactly sure how they can feasibly do that. So going back to our conversation from last time, it's not the same. It's not the same engine. So so are they just going to put Cold War styled weapons into Modern Warfare? Yeah, it's like is it just going to be a new map that's Cold War inspired, but it's
Oh crap, I have to reconnect my keyboard. I didn't change the input method because apparently you have to do that.
Oh boy.
So I'm just still super curious because when you fire up the beta, the Warzone tab is there, but I'm pretty sure that if you activate it, it redirects you to Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So I'm super curious about how that's going to work, and depending on how that does work, I mean, if I want to play Cold War, I'll just fire up Warzone and play whatever I can play there, because I'm sure they'll occasionally have those free weekends via Warzone that they've had with Modern Warfare. So, but if I really like, you know what, I would like to play Cold War. It's like, well, there's a free weekend this weekend. All right, I'll get it out of my system and then go from there. Oh, what? Okay, I think I just got a collat. I think I just got a collat from across the map with my LMG.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh well. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, someone contests? Never mind.
Also, I do have a problem with the way score streaks are working.
Oh yeah,
What, them
that's
coming
something
back,
we
or
haven't
how long it
discussed.
takes to get them?
How long it takes to get them, because it doesn't really seem. It just seems, I don't know, a little. Oh wow, that did not go anywhere near where I aimed it.
Dang it.
It's just odd. I don't think I'd have as much of a problem if there was a better indicator of how close you were in terms of getting them, because that's something that hasn't really changed from the alpha, is that in terms of when you in terms of the little bar that shows the okay, so if you hit a person with a rocket, you do get hit markers, but it has to be a person. If you hit vehicles, you don't get hit markers. So there's a note. I just discovered that. So
I was just killed by Woods as Woods.
yeah. So I mean, like maybe if the score number was up there, and then it's like 0 points of whatever to get your first thing, and then you could see it get closer, then you could know instead of the bar, because it seems like that, when you're waiting to get an artillery strike or something, it just sits there for ages, and honestly, it takes longer to get a score streak compared to a kill streak, because you can go on a tear and get a 6-player, 7-player, 8-player kill streak, but then you won't get any reward for it because it's all point based, and killing people is only 50 points. Okay, well there was an objective kill, so that was 75.
Yeah, this score streak they're using is, I would say, almost a hybrid between score and kill streak. Because that's the other thing. Like when we briefly brought it up last time, it was score streaks are back. Of course, it's slightly more complicated than that. In that,
smoke them out.
Your rewards based on score. But they're also set a lot higher, and
this is really weird how they set up the controls.
And
so normally, like in COD, you would have E would be like I think it would be an interact button. No, F would be interact. E would be your grenade. Middle button, the mouse 3 would be your melee. but they don't have
Oh my
it like
gosh.
that for some reason. I don't know why.
C locked down. Losing D.
Ah.
Okay,
That's
one
all.
change I've noticed that I think I do like is that you don't take fall damage. Because the fall damage in Modern Warfare 2019 is so inconsistent.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, but briefly going back to score streaks, the reason why I said it's a hybrid is because while the scores for each reward is set fairly high, and the idea is that you're still supposed to go on these kill streaks because there's a multiplier when you reach higher and higher kill streaks, so to speak, without dying, which is the reason why it's set higher, so for that multiplier. But it is a little bit weird, and I'm not. I can get behind the idea, but as we've all said, it does take quite some time. I mean, even a fairly basic streak like RCXD or UAV, I usually only earn 1 per match in this game, whereas
Yeah.
it would be at least a few in, say, the original Black Ops. So it's, I don't know, I feel that's probably something they have to fine-tune.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah,
need to lower the
yeah.
points required, or allow you to gain more points for doing stuff.
Yeah, because that's also the thing, it doesn't reset on death, which is, I think, partly why it feels like you don't
Oh, hey,
really
my hip
earn
firing's
as
gotten
much.
better. That's a plus.
Taking Delta. Losing Alpha.
And speaking of RCXDs, I'm gonna send one in now. Hopefully.
D locked down.
Ooh, I'm gonna use it at the tank. Hopefully. I don't know if it did anything.
Hostile artillery targeting active. Narco, incoming artillery.
I didn't get the hit marker or anything.
E secure.
Yeah, these default control bindings are hot garbage in my opinion.
Multiple enemy spy plane contacts.
I'd love to get Peel's opinion since he plays on PC far more than I do.
He does not play COD on PC though, so
Oh, he doesn't?
no.
Really?
He's not really a COD person. I don't
Yeah.
think he's ever played COD with us.
Well, there was the Blackout free trial.
Really?
Oh.
But that's the only one. That's the only
yes,
time.
there was. Yes, there was. But that was a free weekend, and
Yeah.
it was the one time. See, I think for him, COD is a little too fast paced. I think that's what he said in the past. So, which is why whenever we play with him, it's usually Siege, because he likes the more tactical, slower pace of Siege.
And Marvel Avengers.
Well, yeah, but that's not a first-person shooter, so that's why I didn't bring it up.
That's just a bad game.
Securing C.
It's so funny, the reviews for that game. Is that all the reviews I've read? It's like, yeah, this is a pretty mediocre, bad game, but I'm going to give it a 7 anyway because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm gonna get-
okay, I understand that, but I feel like that would be more of a 6. It's like, yeah, this game's a 6, but it's fun.
Multiple enemy spy plane contacts.
Yeah, that's. I feel that's the problem with game reviews since forever. Since, I mean, that's why people go insane when something gets rated lower than 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
Losing Bravo.
because apparently a 7 out of 10 is a death mark.
Yeah.
How is that a death mark? That's a good.
That's
That
a
sounds like a
C.
good score.
Yeah.
It's still
a good
passed.
score.
Hostile sentry turret active.
So that's why whenever I do my video game reviews, I always say, okay, how much money should you pay for this game?
Okay.
I think that's much better than a arbitrary score number, because that's different for everyone. But if you say a game is this game's worth $40, then you know that game's worth $40 or your local equivalent. It's a little easier to understand.
Yeah.
Why did I just throw I just threw a stun grenade at a tank? Explain that to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe the driver would have been blinded by your stupidity.
Yes, that's a possibility.
I remember back in the earlier days.
This isn't terrible, but the default controls just are not that good for mouse and keyboard. I don't know. It could just be me. And another weird quirk that this has. Most shooters that I've played, at least, whenever you aim down the sight, you just click the right mouse button or the middle mouse button once. You don't hold it down.
That
So
sounds
having a
like
default
something.
Take your
to
corners, buddy.
Taking Delta. Multiple enemy spy plane contacts.
Yeah, I was gonna say about reviews. I don't really do reviews, but I used to do some written reviews. That sounds like it's more.
Okay, so Prince,
Like
I've got a question
official-
for you that's Modern Warfare related.
Okay, are you hearing Loka at all?
Is he saying something?
Yes, you've interrupted him multiple times at this point.
I am so sorry, Loka.
Well, that does
I guess you're gonna
explain a
have to do
lot.
Hang on.
I guess you're gonna have to do the leave the party, come back thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's happened again.
yeah, that's
This is
annoying.
like the fourth time in a row at this point, and I'm like, okay, he must not be hearing him because there's no way he can be this rude on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm flattered. All right, hang on, Loka. Let me not interrupt you. Give me a hot second.
So what were you gonna say, Loka?
Well, I was gonna say about how I back in the day used to do like actually now I confuse myself because I've started it in two completely different ways. The two times. Anyway,
right, because it was talking about you used to write, you did some written reviews or something like that, but you don't typically review games that way.
Yeah, I don't typically review games these days. The closest is basically on Weekend at Loka's these days.
Well, yeah, whenever we talk about them and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like a review. I mean, it is kind of a review, but it's also more of a hour-long discussion. So it depends on how you would define a review. I used to write some reviews, and I also want to throw in that with the caveat that it's was closer to user reviews on a website. But I feel like at least on that website, Game Reactor, I felt it was. I mean, it was usually taken a bit more seriously, and people like me who really put time and care into their reviews would get really appreciated by other users. Time, but also two, because I increasingly starting to feel that I'm not sure I really like the setting a score. I like it has its uses. I don't think every gaming publication should completely disregard user score, not user scores, scores, review scores. Like there is some use to that, especially when you want to condense your thoughts. You know, like, okay, I think this is a 7 out of 10 game as opposed to this other 9 out of 10 game. But at the same time, I feel it becomes so focused on just score and not all the things that in that game that makes up the score. I.e., why does this game have the score it does? And I feel that's kind of something that people don't really care about. They only look at the score, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, like with the IGN review for Star Wars Squadrons a couple weeks back now. I kind of read the. Well, I will also preface that I didn't read the whole thing because I was out at dinner with the family, so I just kind of scrolled through the first two paragraphs and then I jumped down to the review score because it was the day before it came out and I was curious what people were thinking. So that's the reason I didn't read that one, but that is a recent example of just skimming through it and just looking at the review score. But that's also a game that usually when there's a game that I'm interested in, I will read the whole review. But and then there's other games I'm like I'm just more curious about what did it get in terms of score than I will just not even bother reading, and I'll just skip to the end. Avengers is a good example of that, where like, I don't care what the review says, I just want to know what the score is, and IGN gave it a 7, I think, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that was okay. I don't know how I'm still alive.
Ah, grenade!
I was next to a woods. See, and this is the thing. It's like that hopefully this will change when the full game comes out. It's like I don't know who's on my team. I was fighting next to a woods, and we turned to each other and we realized we were on the opposite team. So we started shooting at each other. We both ran out of ammo. We both swapped for our pistols. I just punched him. I don't even know what happened. I may have punched him in the face. He may have gotten killed in the crossfire. I don't know. All I know is that he died and I did not. And I'm like, what just happened? I thought he was on my team.
Okay, I need to say this about the melee. This is awful. Look at how slow this is.
Yeah. The melee's bad.
And that is a bare bones animation.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen melee in a FPS this bad since Battlefront. I was about to say Battlefront 2015, but actually Battlefront 2 2017 is actually also not really that good at melee. At least in the beta, I don't. The fact I can't even remember how the actual melee system is in Battlefront 2 2017 just shows the testament of how little I actually use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the you elbow someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a punch. It's less of a punch, more of a shove, even.
Except for the commandos. Probably commandos.
Right, because they have their vibro blades and their gauntlets, which is awesome.
Also, as I've been sliding around, I've suddenly remembered something I noticed about the alpha, and that I'm also noticing about the beta, and adding to the way this game is more faster paced. Holy heck, can you slide a lot?
Yeah.
And quickly get up back. Like, I haven't seen anything like this since Battlefield 5. Whenever we play that, I'm gonna show you. I'm not super OP with it, but you can get pretty far and just go super fast mode.
Every surface in this game is super slick. You can slide in Modern Warfare 2019, but you can only go so far. It's really only useful for sliding for sliding behind cover that's maybe 3 feet in front of you. Where here it's like, oh look, here's a rock surface that was a good 5 feet away. I slid right to it. Oh, that was an enemy RCXD.
I'm just sliding and jumping like as if this was Black Ops 3 or something.
Yeah, it's almost as if they put in the advanced movement system without putting in the advanced movement system.
Okay, so I've now gotten to the point where I cannot play Modern Warfare anymore.
Oh no.
Because I can't change the FOV. It makes me physically sick now.
Oh.
That's one of those things that obviously this is on a person-to-person, case-to-case basis, but I've never had a problem with the console FOV for Call of Duty games. I know. Okay, I know that some people have a problem with that. It's like, oh, it's too close. It's like I guess it's just because I've never.
Yeah,
it's just always been stuck there, so I've gotten used to it. It's always been stuck the way where you've never had. There's never been an FOV. I think Black Ops is going to have a FOV slider for the first time on console.
It already has it.
Oh, does it? Okay, well.
Yeah.
That's a setting I have never wanted to tweak. Never known that you could tweak up until like maybe 2 years ago. It's like, wait, hold on, you can change your FOV in these games on PC? What? And that's super surprising. So that's why
I recommend trying it out.
That's why sometimes I get killed in Modern Warfare. I'm like, what the heck just happened? And then I look at the kill cam and I realize that person's playing on PC. I'm like, oh, he saw me because he could actually see me because his FOV was higher than mine.
It does add an advantage, which is super frustrating that you can't do in console. But it also it makes things feel faster too, adding to the overall enjoyment of the to the game. I don't know what I was trying to say.
What the heck was that? How did I get that kill? What happened there? Did I blow up a red barrel with my flashbang or something? I just got a kill with that, and it only said explosive on the kill feed. I don't know what happened.
So you shot first?
I guess. I don't know.
And it's things like that why I do appreciate the fact that feeder mode will be back in this game.
Yes.
So you can check that what exactly happened, or as I can attest to some cases in Black Ops 3, what the heck did I do wrong?
Yeah. Why did I not run that wall?
How did I blow up? Oh, it was my own grenade. Fair enough.
Okay.
Like those types of moments.
Yeah, I guess it's relevant. I didn't like Black Ops 3. I didn't like it. I played it. I didn't like it. I think it was because I was spoiled off of Titanfall 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That game had a balanced wall running system that felt responsive.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I actually like Black Ops 3. I
do too, surprisingly.
Yeah, I spent a surprisingly amount of time in the multiplayer. I think it was the first time I really sank my teeth into since the original Black Ops, I want to say. But yeah, like all these advanced movement games, like I feel all of them is inferior compared to the one in Titanfall 2 that's just super smooth.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 is smooth. Its gunplay is revolving around that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like an
Titans.
afterthought.
Yeah, no. Like, so, Prentice, have you played Titanfall 2 multiplayer in depth?
No, I have not.
Okay. So the way it works is once you get a gun, you can't run and gun. That's the thing. You can't run and gun by yourself. You have to have a perk to do that on your gun. So like you can choose between increased mags, faster reload,
Sentry gun.
like a couple other things, and then there's the run and gun option. So you have to. There's a tactical bit there, and then you also have the fact that you can wall run and I don't know. You know what? Just disregard everything I said. You'll have to play it for yourself because I couldn't explain the concept of dirt to a monkey.
And that's a testament to how great the movement system in Titanfall 2 is. You can't even explain it. Whereas I feel it's a lot easier to explain why the movement system in, say, Infinite Warfare doesn't really work so well.
I think in terms of me enjoying the movement in Black Ops 3 compared to Infinite Warfare, because I think we've ragged on the map designers at Treyarch and them not necessarily being the best in the past, but there was something about the way the maps were designed in oh my gosh, the entire enemy team was essentially rushing our back to objectives.
Oh, I don't like that chopper in the air.
But there was something about a lot of the map design in Black Ops 3 that for some reason worked for me, and nothing felt overpowered. There weren't with the exception of maybe sniper rifles, but that's been a problem with Treyarch since forever. But everything strangely felt pretty balanced. It seems like that they took a lot of notes about what Sledgehammer did with their first attempt with the advanced movement system in Advanced Warfare, and they kind of fine-tuned that a little bit, so they made a decent movement system from that and map design that kind of responded to that, because like there would be corners of the map that you couldn't get to without the advanced movement system, and so that helped break up your typical three laneness of the maps, which again Treyarch is pretty bad at, and using that as a crutch. So that kind of helped a little bit. And so
they got another chopper.
I was just spraying at a dead body. Ah! Artillery. So I don't know. It's been over 2 years now since I really sunk any amount of time into the Black Ops 3. I'd have to play it again to really be able to accurately detail what I think really worked about it. But even then, I think even then the game overall is a mid-tier Call of Duty at best, because that campaign, oof.
Yeah, it's really rough.
I love that campaign. I love how bad it is.
I almost didn't finish it. That's how bad it was, and I typically like playing the Call of Duty campaigns. But that was one I'm like, I don't even want to finish this, but I'll just suffer through it. Now this is something I was saying about the other day, based on the original trailer. This is another thing to remember, is that if I remember correctly, Black Ops 3 came out in 2015, so it's it's a 5-year-old game at this point, so it's old. So it's been a while. But did that game have did the campaign have a cooperative mode where you could play it with other people?
Yes.
Or am I making that?
Yes.
It did. Okay.
Twice.
Because that was something I was thinking of recently. Is like, why haven't they done a campaign where you could play it with other people? I'm like, oh wait, hold on a second, they did do that, but it was with Black Ops 3. Oh, that explains a lot, actually. So I mean, because I was kind of thinking about that based on how they're going to leave the Modern Warfare story for a year, and where they're going to pick it back up, because with every new season addition to Warzone, we've gotten these little cutscenes that have kind of furthered the story after the main campaign story ended, where Task Force 141 has gone into Verdansk to locate Viktor Zakayev, so he can't take up Barkov's mantle, and to kind of be this, and so he can't run this kind of criminal, rogue Russian empire in Urzikstan. But
I keep forgetting that Zakayev was a villain.
But I mean, that's because he wasn't even mentioned until after you rolled credits. So then Khaled al-Assad and his forces have moved in, and then they're the ones responsible for the gas attack, and for the reason the armistice between the Allegiance and the Coalition fell apart, and so now where the story is that Farah and Nikolai have gotten the trains back up and running, and now they're going to link up and hopefully find Viktor Zakayev. So I'm like, so is that going to be something that they leave for a cutscene? Is that going to be something that they bring that they do for that they save for the sequel, or is that? So I was like, well, what if they make like a Spec Ops mission, or one more campaign mission that you could play with friends, or like some sort of special event in Warzone? And I'm like, why haven't they done like a co-op campaign? I'm like, oh wait, hold on, they have. Oh wait, that was Black Ops 3. Well, no wonder they haven't tried it again, because Black Ops 3 was awful. Yeah. But it's like, I think that would be something worth attempting. Trying to.
Ooh, VIP escorts.
Yeah, I
haven't tried
switch.
This yet.
Yeah, me neither. I figured it was time to change things up.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe before this game comes out, we revisit Black Ops 3 and maybe play through a couple missions of the campaign together, just because that's that's something I haven't experienced. Maybe that's one of the reasons the story to Black Ops 3 is so bad, is because they're like, no one's actually going to be paying attention to this story while they're playing with friends.
Yeah, that
would be
sound
interesting.
about right.
But at the same time, it's not a game that feels like it's designed to be played with friends, because you still have the whole teach you how to use your. I don't know. Maybe it's something that you can't play with friends up until after a certain point, because they have the whole train go boom mission, which is very tutorial-y. Here's how you use your special powers thing. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I would actually
And then there
argue.
was the zombie. Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Loki.
I was gonna say that I would actually argue I felt the opposite when playing the campaign solo. It felt like it was more balanced for co-op. Then again, I also played it at launch, so they might have tweaked some things, but that was one of those things where I felt, I don't know. I feel like there are maybe too many enemies at various points. Like I'm just shooting and shooting and shooting, but I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. Of course, it probably didn't help that a lot of the enemies were robots and they took quite some damage.
They're bullet sponges. Yeah.
And then there are the robots.
Oh wait, hold on. I know where this game mode's from. This is from Hardline.
Help!
Wait, are you?
Someone!
Oh, I finally loaded in, I think.
Oh, it's
Huh.
You have to
Server
finish them
disconnected.
off.
Timeout. Wait, are you still in the game? Because it just booted me back to the main menu.
No.
What?
No.
There's a guy to your right.
He's not doing anything.
That's weird.
he finally started shooting right as I started to go up.
So what is this? Just hostage?
Yeah, except you get to play as the hostage. Yeah, see, there I am. I guess we probably need to leave, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone on our team.
Rip.
Well then, while we're having riveting gameplay on my end with my guy just standing wherever they're standing. Oh, I guess I didn't need to.
Yeah, I just hit join.
Yeah. Oh wait, hang on. Is Lewis playing?
Is he playing this? Is he playing this right now? I don't.
Let me check.
It says he's online. He's not in the lobby. He might be playing something else.
No, he's playing Final Fantasy 14.
Nerd.
Coming from the guy who just spent an hour and a half talking about squadrons.
It was not an hour and a half. It was maybe 10 minutes max. Okay, now this is funny. Since you plugged in your keyboard and mouse, Daxter, now there's a visual glitch. It says that everyone is playing with the keyboard and mouse in the beta.
It's been saying that for me since I booted it up.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Because earlier it said playing with controller for everyone, but now that since Daxter did that, now I'm seeing playing with mouse and keyboard. It's a beta. It's working as intended.
Yeah. This is why we have beta, so we don't have to deal with this when the game actually launches.
So I think the more accurate term to call this, it isn't a beta. This is the final beta. It is really just a stress test, like you said, Prentice.
Yeah, it's a stress test for the multiplayer servers, but we can't call it the final beta either because there's also another weekend or two of this.
No, it's the final beta. It's the last build that's got some stuff you have to clean up. It could be some UI elements. It could be changing out a couple things, but it is essentially just a final beta. It is the final build before you launch it.
Right.
Actually, I'm curious. I saw my FPS tank whenever I was playing on mouse and keyboard, but it could have been because I was playing on this Crossroads map.
That's odd. I haven't experienced any FPS drops. A little
Like,
bit
it
of
was-
lag, but not any FPS drops.
It was noticeably choppy. Which I'm not an FPS snob, but if it gets
I'm not either.
But if it changes,
It's
not
noticeable,
midway, but it hurts my.
I find it interesting that you're not an FPS snob, but you are a field of view snob, apparently.
Okay, so I think it started whenever I started actually getting into the nitty gritty of PC gaming. You can blame Halo. And then speedruns of those games, like everyone of Halo on PC, even Modern Warfare, they pull out their FOV and it looks so much more. It looks so much faster and more fun. Even it's weird. It's weird. I can deal with Stiege's FOV for some reason. It doesn't bother me, probably just because I've been playing it for so long.
And maybe because it's a slower paced game.
Yeah. But I would like an FOV slider at least up to 90.
That is the nice thing about Modern Warfare, though, is that it is cross-platform. So so we can still play it together. If you just have to download Warzone on your PC.
Yeah, I don't. Dude, my PC would catch on fire if I tried to run it.
Also, you need 200 gigs.
Yeah, I am not going to be playing. Yeah, I'm not.
Whoa.
I don't have the care to try to get. It doesn't fit on a 250 gig SSD.
Oh yeah, that's right.
After the recent update.
Oh god.
Wait, I said that right. I don't know if it's the full game or if it's just Warzone and multiplayer, because I uninstalled campaign and I'm still looking at that 160 gigabytes and saying, I wasted my space.
Yeah, no, it's huge. I don't understand why the file size for Modern Warfare is so big.
Yeah, me neither.
It's got no right to be that big.
And then you have Ghost of Tsushima, like an entirely open
30.
world game, and it's
Which...
Whoa! That's a guy. That's a guy.
I got him.
Oh, we're doing the blackout revives. This doesn't bring back memories at all.
Where's the... Oh, are we supposed to defend these two rally points so that way they can't get...
Yeah.
Don't let them escape.
Oh, are there two choppers?
Yep.
Oh no, wait, we're not the ones trying to escape. It's the other team.
Oh, yeah. Are there two choppers?
There's
Yes.
2 exfil points.
Okay, I thought there was one hostage, or one VIP.
It's one VIP that can go to either A or B.
Mission is a bust. The VIP escaped.
Round lost.
Remember this defeat. Let it
Why not round lost?
switching rally points.
See, we're playing as a Spetsnaz, but then there's woods.
Yeah.
Weird.
Bye!
Escort the VIP to the exfil chopper.
Who's the
Yeah,
VIP? This
Not
round.
me.
One of the randos.
It's a rando.
This doesn't bode well.
Yeah, no.
You turn by looking left or right. I hate it.
Okay. I don't know what your deal with that is, but that is what I am used to. I'm used to using left and right, or the mouse, to turn. You don't, unless it's a racing game, you use one of those two methods. Oh, I'm being shot at.
Well, I think
I'm down.
my problem with that is that then to accelerate is up on the left stick.
It should
And then-
always. Yeah, I think that might be what your issue is. It should be like if I were in charge, it would be R2. It needs to be a trigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'd be fine with the look being with the turn being left and right if it was also if the accelerate was R2, but considering accelerate is up on the left stick, I want that to be my turn as well.
Yay.
This was no fluke.
Best. That is still a pathetically short mag size.
Eliminate the VIP before they reach the exfil chopper.
Oh, but yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't like the vehicle controls now, trying to navigate with the... Oh, I'm stuck. Oh.
Yeah, man. Up on the stick.
They're all heading over to B. They're all heading over to B. I see their convoys, snowmobiles.
Oh, it's randomized locations too. Interesting.
Hostiles pipeline established.
Either that or it gets closer and closer together.
Oh my gosh! Not a single...
Oh.
Well, I guess a few shots connected.
Hang on, Loka, I'm coming. Hang on, I'm getting shot at. I need to move. I'm down.
We're all down.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go call around. Never mind.
Telling you, blackout flashbacks.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least friendly fire's off.
Yeah.
Way to find a way to make this game worse.
Because friendly fire was on in blackout. That was such a good call, making sure friendly fire was off in Warzone. Warzone is such a more refined experience.
Maybe that's
feels like it was built for console.
Maybe that's why Peel never played Warzone with us.
Maybe, yeah. I'm the.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Vroom. Oh, that was close.
Well, yeah, that was close.
Man, I love how big and open these maps
there's a
are.
rope bridge over here. We can use. They all went over to B. It looks like. Oh, there is one over here, Loka.
All right.
VIP is exfilling. Keep them alive. Throwing frag. VIP is safe.
See ya.
Some details stand down.
I'm just gonna fall. I don't care. And a guy joined me.
Prepare to redeploy.
That was me.
Yeah, restrict the area.
That wasn't the kill, that was just me falling off like an idiot. Because I was down.
Eliminate the VIP before they reach the exfil chopper.
Oh, actually, that's not too bad.
Every time I enter a vehicle, my immediate instinct is to press R2, and it does nothing.
I know.
See if you can't change that.
Yeah, it may be an option you can change. Because I mean, R2 just makes sense. It's it's like a gas pedal. It's like how it makes sense as the trigger.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm saying this, but cut to 8 years ago when they announced that the R2 would be the trigger on PS4 as opposed to R1. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? No, that's not how it works. Triggers on R1.
Oh, you can go into sort of first-person view on vehicle, although I can't.
Oh, really?
I can only go forwards and backwards, but I can shoot
Enemy spy plane
if I want to.
How do you? Oh.
It's like L2 or
Oh,
something.
now this, yeah, that's interesting. Oh, there's a sniper. I've been
Well done.
sniped.
VIP is down.
Around wind. I'm just crawling around on the ice.
That's
Oh yeah, now I remember what the third thing they changed was. Now that I saw the flinch on that, they added flinch when you get shot.
Oh,
Because
that's
apparently the
yeah,
alpha
that's-
didn't have
that's
it.
Protect the VIP.
yeah. I think I remember noticing that like there is no flinch when you get shot here. But of course, there's always a fine line. There's always a fine line between between too much flinch and not enough flinch. So
Yeah, like
You
the
gotta be
original
careful.
Modern Warfare. When you get shot, it's like your weapon completely flies all over the screen.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh, no, I
like
want
that's why playing that game on. Whoa! That's why playing that game on veteran was so difficult.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It doesn't help that the iron sights are really the only thing you can use.
What in COD 4? No, the regular
Well-
sights worked fine.
Well, at least that's what gets dropped for me half the time.
Ah! No sniper glint. You can't tell where the snipers are.
No, it's because they're using a low-powered scope.
Repeat, VIP under fire.
Whoa, he's right here. I'm down again. But they're one shot. They're one shot.
Okay, they're taken
Anime!
out completely. I got you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I had to... I don't know why I did that. It's fun acting like a dictator.
VIP is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Yay, we won.
Time to fade.
No, we lost.
No.
Because someone shot our guy. They killed him. That was the
that
great
was-
part.
That was the
They
best
killed us.
play.
Yes. I did nothing. I just cleaned up after them.
Yeah, you cleaned up after me.
You're
I was
welcome.
the one that downed those guys. I'm pretty sure.
Actually, now that I'm playing this and thinking about it, the controls aren't bad for driving, in my opinion. They aren't awful.
Oh. Looks like we have a snowmobile heading to A.
Ah.
Ooh, yeah, I see it. Come on.
Spy plane inbound.
Oh, there's kill streaks?
No, the VIP gets a spy plane and that's it.
Ah, no.
I'm running over there as fast as I can. I would use tactical sprint, but they removed that from the game.
They didn't add it in the game to begin with. What's the deal with Call of Duty games and not letting me sprint and reload?
No idea.
VIP attempting exfil from Alpha.
You got him?
I downed the VIP with a frag.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely something I do wish they could take from Battlefield.
All units, head to exfil.
That ended abruptly.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I was in mid-sentence, too. There's no winning this. And then cut. Yeah.
Bleh.
I wonder if there I wonder if there's ever gonna be play of the game type thing.
The only one I can think of, and that sometimes, is Overwatch.
And that's the one where the developers even have said that they have no idea how it's actually working. Or like what it actually picks.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what makes Battlefield Bad Company 2 so good. It's like that.
Sorta.
So what are we looking at, Loka? One more match, or what's your game plan?
That's implying I have a game plan.
What, you're telling me you've just been winging it this entire time?
I thought it was obvious.
Oh, how heroes fall!
I don't know how they all feel.
Oh, I can go for another while. I don't really care.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just Black Ops starting to like make me mad. Like I'm getting bored
I mean,
of it.
if
I
we were to
think
stop
that's-
playing, switch to something else, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I could play this for another while. I can switch to something else for a while. I don't really have a preference, but I'm not like, okay, I need to stop playing and do something else for a while.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, Black Ops is. Woo. Oh yeah, that's all. But because we're not going to start a mutiny quite yet, we'll let the host decide. For now.
Honestly, I feel like Prentice and I don't mind going on for a little bit more, but I also wouldn't mind calling it a day and maybe play a little bit of something else.
Okay.
If Zaxter's starting to get the rage from this game, maybe we should play something else for a bit.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Where did those come from?
They always do that.
Oh, that's the first time I've seen them do that.
Why are they shooting up Miami?
I don't know. It's a great American city, sort of, except for all the Florida men.
Wait, are you telling me there's more than one Florida man?
Ah, I'm down.
Yes.
Behind us, he's right there.
Oh no!
It's Woods.
Woods just took out Woods.
No, Woods.
Okay, nice, thanks. Yo, dog, I heard you liked Woods, so I put Woods in the Woods to fight Woods.
Are you seriously using Exhibit as your reference?
I don't know who
that's
that
an
guy
old
is.
one.
I just know it's a meme.
Yeah,
That's an old meme.
That's Exhibit
is.
from what was I think it was Pimp My Ride Exhibit. Oh, dude, early 2000s memes, man.
Ah, come on, no. What was the VIP thinking? He was way far away from us.
I don't know. Oh.
Switching rally points.
So did you see the PS4 games that you can't play on PS5?
Yes.
Like Joe's Diner?
Yeah, it's a very. I haven't actually looked at the actual list, but I know that it's gonna. I know that it's probably a very small and obscure list.
Oh, I
can't play
can
Joe's.
confirm.
I'm gonna buy Joe's Diner just to smite Sony.
I looked at the list and I literally have never heard of any of those games before.
Oh, I'm down. No, Woods, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. Let me go to the water. Let me go back to my people.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
Your people needs you. You must go.
Like Aqualad. We lost.
Top off your ammo. We're going back in.
Is that Hudson?
Yeah, I have no clue.
EKIA.
Yeah, so that's another weird thing about the Black Ops series is that a lot of the characters have multiple voice actors over different games.
Yeah.
Like this will be Hudson's third appearance, and it's going to be his third voice actor.
Well, I guess I must be the VIP.
Protect the VIP until they exfil.
Yeah,
Alright, let's just go for A. I think it's more covered.
Yeah, I actually got a little bit sad hearing all these about the Woods voice actor, like, because he seems to really love that character and
What
voicing
happened?
him.
They
cover me.
ask him to come back.
Yeah, they just pick someone else because
Cover
that's how video game voice actors are. What's the word?
Treated.
Yeah, treated exactly.
Is no one getting Dexter? Okay, there we go.
I'm the VIP.
I didn't even know who I was reviving. Whoa, that guy jumped. Interestingly.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that. The jump over that wall is crazy.
Okay, so what do we all think of the new Tachenka rework?
He better have a catchphrase that's just as catchy as LMG mounted and loaded whatever it spawns in.
Yeah. I'm ready for the day of reckoning. That's all.
Yeah.
When he's
Also,
coming in with the 10 fire grenades. Oh boy.
Oh, dude, that. Also, Siege's fire effect needs a rework.
Yeah, they do look very outdated.
It doesn't look intimidating.
It's just a sprites. Like a couple of sprites. Oh no, I shouldn't have thrown in a frag where my mine is, because now it probably, yeah, it exploded the thing. Funnily enough, I saw something.
Move, Woods! Run, Woods, run!
Oh, well then. That was a random enemy. Oh, there we go.
Yay, thank you. Danke. I'd also like to thank Battlefield for being my foreign language coach.
VIP neutralized. Your streak's broken. Maintain your momentum.
Okay, how did I not get play the game?
How is this the best play?
Yeah. You just gunned down one guy.
Yeah, it was one guy.
I killed the target.
Yeah, if anything gets you points, it should probably be gunning down the target.
We have 4 Woodses.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh
We
no!
have- We have 4 copies of Woods. What is this timeline?
Well,
So
I knew we would get into Bizarro World when I saw 2 Captain Prices sit next to each other in the truck at the start of a map.
Behind us.
There is bullet penetration. I got you.
Probably probably not as.
Yeah, it went through the truck.
Did it go through the truck or did it go through the window?
Truck. Maybe.
I'm down. Nice.
Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home.
How did we win that?
Don't get cocky, kid.
See, now that's play of the game because that was saving the
Yeah.
saving the objective.
Rally points. Eliminate the VIP before they reach the exfil chopper.
I'm getting some very weird Resident Evil 3 vibes from this map. I don't know why.
Enemy spy plane inbound.
And here I thought Battlefield Hardline was a weird reference point for this game.
Yeah.
No, this feels like Resident Evil...
Oh no! Oh no!
That's a friendly.
Got Woods. VIP's down by me. In front of the neon light
Drag out.
blue thing. Nice.
VIP, no! I downed the VIP. I downed the VIP.
So what's been your favorite gun so far, Prentice?
I don't know. I haven't really been paying too much attention. I've really just been using the defaults because
I don't want to level up.
because it's a beta. The progress is not going to save.
I hate that they make you level up in this beta. That is so dumb.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd considering I was actually thinking about this a few minutes ago. Like, man, like all of the gunplay feels samey to me right now because I'm using the same guns.
Yeah.
And it takes, especially since the beta has only been open since yesterday, so there hasn't really.
2 days ago, but come on, go.
No, it got open in Saturday. It was early access in Thursday.
Oh, Saturday was early access?
No,
Friday.
It was even Thursday. That's when the early access bit started, and it didn't get open until yesterday on Saturday. So like it's weird.
Okay, so why does he have a faster melee?
I think maybe he's got a perk.
What was that? Something yellow, scavenger, and something else.
Gung ho.
Gung ho.
Yeah, because if he had a perk to make him faster, then
It might be ninja. I'm curious now. Hang on. Let's. Oh,
I just
yeah.
got a perk called Assassin. I don't know. Let me look at that and see if that.
Extra score for taking them down.
Oh, that one.
Assassin. Enemies that appear on your minimap by shooting or when revealed by UAV will have a crosshair indicator instead of a red dot if they are on a square. Okay, never mind. So that has nothing to do with melee.
It might be related to what weapon you're using.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's.
Now this is it. Now this is interesting, and I wonder if that's something they're going to change because this does say, blah 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 minimap by shooting or when revealed by a UAV, but there are no UAVs in this game. It is a spy plane.
Huh.
So I wonder if that's text that's going to change.
For what? Which one? Assassin? Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Because there's only one UAV. There's counter UAV or counter spy plane and spy plane. No advanced spy plane.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's another thing is that it could just be for the. Going back to our score streak conversation, it could just be for the beta. But it seems like to me that the score streaks are very lacking. I mean, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 score streaks in this game as far as there are in the beta. If that's as many as there are in the final game, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think that's not.
Oh wait,
not
there is napalm. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So this is.
But unlocked at level 26, so you have to get level 26 to unlock it in the beta. So, but
Wait,
I mean,
where's the care package?
There is no care package.
Why isn't there not a care pack? I'm done asking questions. I'm done asking questions.
So that's one of those things because if I remember correctly, with Modern Warfare 2019, there was a limited selection of kill streaks in the beta there, and then there were more unlocked when the. And then there were more there when the full game came out, I think, if I remember correctly. I would have to go back and scrub through some of our old stream footage from the beta in order to double check from about a year ago. So I don't know. But at the same time, yes, there's fewer score streaks here than in previous games. But as we were discussing earlier, it's harder to get them because at least right now, they may change some of those thing. So I mean, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing that there's fewer choices here because they're harder to get. So
yeah,
it's more of a quality over quantity thing.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are in this game, or rather more specifically things that are in this beta, I think we've seen all that's to offer in this beta.
I think we have too.
Yeah.
Have we? You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think we played on all the maps, and I'm pretty sure we played all the game modes at this point.
Yeah.
And there isn't really much more to do about weapons, considering there's it's actual progression in the beta, even though it makes very little.
Because I have access to the XM4, the AK-47, the King, because I'm the highest level here, so I'd have the most out of all of us. The Krig 6 is locked until level 19. The whatever the heck the QBZ-83 is locked until level 31.
That's the Chinese assault rifle you can get in Battlefield 4.
That's what I thought. MP5 is unlocked. Oh, that's interesting. They don't call it the Uzi. This is totally an Uzi, but they don't call it an Uzi. It's the Milano 821. What?
Thank you. And the KSP, that's different enough, but I think that's just it's a
UMP.
It's a UMP.
Totally UMP. Yeah, so those aren't unlocked until later. Oh, now this is interesting. There's a whole different category called tactical rifles, in which the M16 is under. I wasn't aware of that. LMGs, Stoner 63 is unlocked. The RPD is not unlocked until level 37. Purlington 703 for snipers is the one, and then the other one is not unlocked until level 28. So yeah, so in terms of weapons, we've pretty much seen all we can in the game without leveling up a crazy amount. So.
Yeah.
Loka, is the Krieg 6 the like the AK-12 or whatever?
AK-5C. Or
I thought the C would be smaller.
Yeah, I was just about to say, actually, I don't know if it's the C version, to be specific. I know it's just the AK-5, so... Yeah, as we saw, like, they're kind of all over the place here in terms of weapon names. Some have their correct folder license names, and others do not. Like the KSP-45, I think... Actually, it looks a little bit too weird to be a UMP-45.
Yeah,
but I think that's what it's supposed to be.
That squared off grip is throwing me off.
And then there's the same thing there with the Krieg 6. Even though, as far as I can tell, I don't think the AK-5 is actually trademarked. So I don't know why they're not using
what about the QBZ? Or does China not care at this point?
Well, one, I don't know the actual proper name. Two, considering China is communist, and Russia used to be. I'm no expert on copyright laws, but the one thing I do know is that the copyright laws in Russia is a remnant from the Soviet times, which is why you can have things like AK-47 or different MiGs or Sukhoi planes in flight games without necessarily having to pay royalties.
And China doesn't have any plagiarism laws.
Nope.
Yep. Anyway, that was a bit of a weird tangent. I would say, we've covered everything that you can in this beta. There's only the 40-player mode, but that's not until next weekend where that will be available. But I don't know if that will necessarily warrant a stream on my end, at least. So yeah, that's been some gameplay and discussion about the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Open Beta. That's a mouthful. And join me.
I'd love to.
To get together on this weird journey have been, aside from me, has been Prentice 1215.
It's at this point that my name is stricken from the record and a black marker is used to highlight my name.
I'm assuming the same thing is happening with Daxter Corp HD.
You've never met me before. I don't know you. We weren't here.
Yes.
I would make some sort of obligatory Metal Gear reference, but I can't think of any other than the Cold War was a war fought between the East and the West. That Metal Gear Solid 3 opening, but I cannot remember it to save my life. I can only tell you about my arm and my leg, even my fingers. All the comrades I've lost.
I have no idea
I'm
what's
done. You're
happening
good.
anymore. Anyway, so okay. I'm assuming I'm gonna come back with another stream next week, and that's the idea with this with this series. I don't have any specific plans, but we are approaching spooky season, so there might be some spookiness, but that will also depend on because I don't think there's been any spooky Halloween events revealed so far, aside from the one in Overwatch, and I'm not gonna play that. So we'll see what actually happens, or if something, or if it will be something.
I wonder
different.
if a lot of studios had to derail their Halloween spooky plans because of lockdown and everything, and the fact that developments on a lot of stuff has been pushed back, so they don't necessarily have time to do these special events like they usually do.
Yeah, that is possible, because I seem to remember at least 2 years ago, like, I did basically spooky streams throughout the entire month, and it was only the first one I had to kind of try to fit in. So yeah, but as I said, the spooky season is approaching, so maybe something spooky for next weekend, or something else if it isn't any if there isn't anything spooky. What? I didn't catch that.
Ewok, dude, that's the spookiest thing out there.
Oh, that's a PTSD nightmare fuel. Anyway, that's it for today, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter at LokaCola. A link is possibly in the description down below. And until next time, we're going dark. We're getting classified, so none of this has officially happened. Bye.